Southeast Asia is experiencing impressive economic growth and is currently the world's seventh largest economy and expected to become fourth in 2030. But the region is vulnerable to frequent natural hazards that are becoming more extreme and intense due to climate change. To forge a more resilient and inclusive future, the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, or ASEAN, in partnership with civil society groups led by the AAD-MER Partnership Group, or APG, through Oxfam GB, and with support from the Asian Development Bank, or ADB, and Government of Canada, is implementing the project Strengthening Community Resilience through Peer-to-Peer Learning, or the P2P project. This is in support of the implementation of the 2016 to 2020 AAD-MER work program.
So the Peer-to-Peer Learning project is an ASEAN resilience project that aims to enable peer-to-peer learning mechanisms, those peer-to-peer learning networks from the ground level, from the grassroots level, and different tiers, say from community down to national, but making sure that you have enough resilience experts and practitioners that can do accompaniment on the good practice models on the ground. So we get to amplify these voices on the ground and share this to a wider network, ASEAN-wide, for example, and really sustain these good practices.
The learning journey focuses on 4 countries in ASEAN. These are Myanmar, the Philippines, Thailand, and Vietnam. The criteria for harvesting good practices in the 4 countries are the following: community-based, increased access to contingency resources and support, fostering inclusiveness, demonstrates good governance, knowledge and education in DRR, risk management and vulnerability reduction, wide applicability in ASEAN. The learning journey started in the Philippines, where we gathered 3 resilience models. The first one is the IDOFS, or the Integrated, Diversified, and Organic Farming System of Cuatro Marias Agro-Industrial Farm. This model helps small-scale farmers increase their income up to 35% in a year. This highlights 2 key features. 1, it addresses food security for small-scale farmers, especially during disaster. And 2, it integrates DRR and climate change into addressing and managing risks. In Marikina, a growing metropolis known for severe flooding, the city government initiated and implemented its Resilience Roadmap, which features a wide range of strategies such as flood gauges, gravity wall, urban gardening, emergency response, and community volunteerism. The third model comes from the women of Santa Rita's Mothers Club, whose sustainable livelihood model positively impacted their socio-economic capital. It also highlights the critical aspect of women economic empowerment in resilience. In Thailand, we harvested 2 key models of resilience. The first one is the ASEAN Safe School Initiatives, a comprehensive approach for school safety that promotes a safe and secure learning environment for children. This model brings together different stakeholders from the regional down to grassroots level. The next good practice in Thailand is from the Foundation for Older Persons Development, or FOPDEV. This model promotes the participation of older people in community-based disaster risk reduction and mitigation. This highlights multi-partnership and intergenerational approaches. Next stop is in Myanmar, where 2 situated practices were highlighted. The first one is the community-led disaster management. This model promotes awareness among villagers on early warning system and its application not only for response but also for their livelihood. Crucial to the success of this model is the participation of the community, specifically the women and government, in building awareness and knowledge on disaster and resilience. In the township of Maula Miang, the community had experienced waste pollution that had severely affected their environment and livelihood. Through the concerted efforts of the community and the government, 2 trucks are now in place for garbage collection and disposal. This resulted to a better living environment for the people of Xue Mieng, Theory Ward. The P2P learning journey ended in Vietnam, where we visited a diverse lineup of resilience models. The first one is at the mountainous province of Bac Can, where we met an ethnic community who implemented sustainable and climate-resilient models such as bio-chicken raising, SRI model of rice production, and Vietnamese tea farming. These models combine both indigenous and technical knowledge in farming, which resulted to an increase in yield. Next model is the local energy planning initiated by the government in Nam Quang Commune. The collective effort of the community and government has led to the implementation of various strategies of sustainable energy models, such as household-level and community-level biogas digesters, through agricultural wastes, solar water heating, drinking water system using solar power, and the use of LED light bulbs of almost 90% of the households. The last model is on building the resilience of private sectors. In Thai Binh City, we met Mr. Ngo Swan of Nam An Mushroom Production. With the guidance of Oxfam and Spark in crafting a business climate resilience plan, his revenue increased by 50%. His team has managed to produce a temperature-resilient mushroom and has now transferred their technical knowledge to small-scale farmers interested in mushroom farming.
Well, all these case studies will describe measures and resilience strategies that are relevant to ASEAN and are scalable and very much in line with the ADMER work plan of 2016 and 2020. This work program is one of ASEAN Committee on Disaster Management, or ACDM's roadmaps to building community resilience. These practices feed into the 8 priority programs of ADMER, and these are: Number 1, aware. Number 2, build. Number 3, advance. Number 4, protect. Number 5, respond as one. Number 6, equip. Number 7, arise. And number 8, lead. And ultimately, the lessons and good practices from the peer-to-peer learning journeys will help build a resilient future captured in ASEAN's Declaration on Institutionalizing the Resilience of ASEAN and its Communities and Peoples to Disasters and Climate Change 2015, in which ASEAN commits to